Okay, here is the 2006 Ranger Reata walkthrough. Try and give you the best walkthrough ever created. Okay, starting up here at the trailer tongue. Let's go over here. To release the trailer, just slide this top knob and that will pop up. I don't have any of the wires connected, but you will need these wires connected, the electrical wires with this prong connected into the back of your rig, because it's got electronic trailer brakes, and without this being plugged in, the electronic trailer brakes will not work. Also, if you're backing the trailer up without the electronic trailer brakes plugged in, you're going to want this pin set right in this hole right here. That'll disengage the trailer brake so you can back it up without having to plug it in. Otherwise, when you're going down the road, you will want this pin right here at all times. Other cables are mainly just for the trailer cables. One is for if the trailer fell off, the cable would pull and it would automatically engage the brakes and it would pull over on the side of the road. Another thing right here, this is a swing weight tongue. This has got a lock underneath here. There's a keyhole. The key is on the keychain, which I'll show you. You just have to pull the cap off, put the key up in there, unlock it, pull that pin out. That's how that works. Moving back to the spare tire. There's a spare tire, brand new, knobs on it, never been used. Underneath the spare tire, there's a chain with a padlock on it. That key also is on the main keychain, so if you ever need it, that's how you get that off. As you can see, there's the keel guard, just for if you're beaching it or anything like that. There is the gas tank. The back of the boat, there is the motor. Obviously you know how to run probably the transom mount thing right there for trailering. At the bottom here's the plug. Just screw that in. Don't want to forget about that. Here's the ladder for getting on and off. Just fold this up. Works awesome. Perfect little ladder. Just put that back up when you're done. And there you have it. Just kind of a platform on the other side over here. Trailer lights, everything all works great. Nothing to talk about there. All the way around the ends here, you can see these mounts on these bars. There's two on each side. These are for the rod holders, which are included in there. I'm going to put them in one of the compartments. Here's the bimini. Just pull this boot off right here with the zipper and pull it up, and then there's different attachments. As you can see right here, there's for the back attachment. The other one is right there. It's going to be tight, so just pull hard, make it tight. The tighter the better, because if you're driving, if you're driving around with it in 40 miles an hour, you're going to want that tight so it's not blowing around, ripping. In the boat, we've got the 4 pedestal seats. Here you've got the Sirius satellite radio. If you want to open that up and put a CD in, you push this clarion button right here, slide that down. Right there is where you can put a CD in if you want. Got the glove box, nothing in there but the Lowrance plate for the Lowrance up front. Also some keys that I'm not really sure. I think those are extra keys for something there, but I don't know. As far as the dash, here is the dash. You've got your, let me get the keys here so we can show you everything works. Always make sure you've got the windshield completely closed too when you're driving down the road. That's a big one. Okay. Okay, so we have got the horn, the bilge pump, if you can hear that. The radio switch right here, you turn the radio switch on, then you have to turn the power on over here.
We got back to the airport, this is before 9/11, and people could go back to the gates. And I'll never forget this scene. You know, we walked.
Shut that off. Also, then you've got the interior lights. This is just an on-off switch. These interior lights are actually up underneath the consoles. You got the front aerator, which is for the aerator up front, obviously. We've got the rear aerator. I don't know if you can hear those motors running. Lights come on. Navigation lights. It's a two-way switch. You can have them both on, the front and the back, or you can have just the back one on. Here is the aerator timer. I just basically leave it right there all the time. Here is the Hummingbird GPS system. If you ever need the fuse box, I don't know what for. I've never had a fuse blow or anything, but there's fuses in there, and there's where the fuse box is. For the live wells, here you've got the empty for the front and for the rear. Empty, you want those empty when you're home, obviously. If you're at the lake and you're just pounding the walleyes, you can turn it to auto. That's going to keep putting fresh water into your live wells and not let it drain out. It's going to fill it up. If you're recirculating, you want to do that when you are getting off the lake. If you're taking fish home in your live well, flip it to the recirculate. Again, there's the rod holders. If you look under here, you've got this compartment right here. This lifts up underneath there. There's the regular battery. Let me get this out of the way. Just move the bimini top. Lift this up. So there's the cranking battery. If you look right here, and try and get down here because this is important. If you look right here, there's a push button, a black push button, or red push button. I'm sorry. This means that this breaker this is live. Everything's working. If you're not going to use the boat for an extended period of time, I'd say like 3 weeks or something, I would disconnect this. Because one time there seemed like there was something slowly draining the battery, but not really an issue at all. Like I say, I just usually push this button and this switch right here. This will pop out, and then when you come back in after you know, a couple weeks, if you're going to use it or something, just push that back in. Now you're good to go. Everything's going to work in the boat. Just remember that feature if anything ever happens with the battery, but should be good. Shouldn't be a problem. But. And again, just to get these to go down, pull up, and they'll slide down. They're on kind of a different hinge back in there. Right here is the live well on the back. Nice big live well for those huge Fort Peck walleyes. Right here you've got two holes. One, the back hole is for a seat, if you want a seat on a pedestal. This is the hole for the ski pole, and if you can see down in there farther, there's another hole that it's going to need to fit in for support and stability and stuff, and that thing is rock solid when it gets in there. Perfect. So underneath the other seat, just a storage place. We've got the box for the manuals and everything else. There's all kinds of original paperwork and stuff in here. Manuals for the graphs and everything else. On the side here, you've got a rod locker. Right here is where the lights are for the boat. Get back here so you can see that. Got another compartment right here. There's storage up underneath the consoles too. Got two different lights right here. These are push button lights. You can see they came on. Another one on this side right here. Obviously trim and tilt right there. I'm sure you know all this stuff. This is the puck for the Lowrance GPS. It's up on the front. Hummingbird's is built in. Up front here we've got more storage, lockable storage. You've got your fire extinguisher there. This is a breaker, main disconnect for the trolling motor. So now I got it on and it's off. Pretty self-explanatory. This platform here, you can pull that up and slide that out. It sits on these runners, so you have a complete full casting deck if you want. This compartment right here is where the onboard charger is. You can see that up in there. And the two new batteries. All you gotta do is plug this in when you're done, and you're good to go. Over here we've got the cooler. I guess you could use it as a live well if you wanted to, but it's just a cooler. There's a plug right there. Actually keeps pop and ice and everything pretty cool for the most part in the hot Missouri heat down here. Here is the front live well, or bait well if you want to call it. You can pull this out, and it's actually decent size up in there for panfish or something else if you want. That all works. Then we've got the Lowrance GPS color fish finder right here too. Obviously power button. Then we've got the trolling motor. Trolling motor here. Probably know how to run these, but this is, you just turn this on like this, and then you've got the speed control, left and right. And if you don't want this on, you can just step on this and it'll make it go. Navigation lights right here, you can turn that on and off from up here. The ACC, I have no idea. I think that's just wired there in case you want to attach it to something, a graph or something. There's no light that comes on it, and there's nothing that it turns on or off. I've never had anything that I've been trying to figure out what makes it turn on or off, so that's just not connected to anything. Then you can do the trim up or down right there too. Here's where the front light goes. Trolling motor can be a little sticky sometimes, just because that's how these Minn Kotas are. To be able to release this, you want to grab this latch right here, which is going to open that up, and then you're going to grab your other hand with the pole right here and slide it out and tip it down. Then when you're pulling it up, if you want to move, you got to hit this button to release it and tip it back, pull it, just reverse like what you just did, and you're good to go. As far as I know, that is pretty much everything. Oh, there's one more compartment here on the floor. It can be rod storage. And there's a paddle in there, and that's where the ski pole is. If you can see this at all, there's a rubber band type thing, or a bungee. You can put the rods. You put the rods up into those holes up there, and slide it back in here, and then it'll hold your rods in place nice. It'll hold 6 rods up to 7 foot, I believe. So. That is pretty much everything I can think of to show you and talk about. So if you have other questions, you'll just have to give me a call. Thanks.